G'day everyone, welcome back. My ute is running because I left my Starlink going last night, and if you do it a couple nights in a row, the ute goes flat. And the fantastic thing about a ram is it then makes your engine light come on when you have to jump start it. So yeah, the engine light's now on that, so that's always good. Hopefully that goes off once it's charged up enough. So it's that's why I've left it running. Anyway, we what's the word? It's not a slow morning, but it's a slow morning today. So Henry is currently brewing up. He's got one tank left, so 100 hectares to go out in Athens Round Dam to finish the bug spray and the atrazine top up out there. Then he'll do a flush, come back and brew up with Treflan. So the Treflan's, I think you can see it's over there. Cal's going to grab the truck this morning and swap it over and get it down so it's all ready for him. So we've got, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours until Henry's got spray out in front of us ready to go. But I need to, on the truck over there, I need to change out that tap at the bottom there for the new tap that I've got, the banjo one. And last night we had a hose with a hole in it, so a main air seeder hose, one of these bad boys right here. So that is what I'm going to give to Chris. He's going to go down and yeah, change that hose and just probably grab the grease gun out of the thing and go and grease the bar and do all that sort of stuff and get ready for the day ahead. Time to have fun with this truck. So what we're placing in the last piece of the puzzle is this three-way tap down here. So as you can see, it is leaking out the bottom there, and it's also leaking through the tap sort of up here somewhere and back there. So that needs to be changed. Now to do that, we try to empty our liquid as much as possible, and you can see, I think the only issue I'm going to have is the hose is going to be full of liquid. Definitely from the top there to the bottom it's going to be full of liquid, but at the base there, so you can see just here, that's our water level, wow, Flexian level, and that shouldn't then drain up into any of that. I say shouldn't. So yeah, the other thing is I mean, I've got the heat gun, but I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this hose off. These hoses have been impossible to get off. I've always had to cut them. The only thing I'm hoping is that my three-way tap is a lot bigger, like this one here was, and we were able to cut the end fitting there on the old one, and then with this new one we were able to just use the existing hose. So I'm just going to pretty much do the exact same, cut this fitting, cut this pipe right at the edge of the barb, and then yeah, use the new, yeah, there should be enough leeway there for me to get it anyway. I'm sure you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's early on a Saturday morning, 26th April here, so you know, yeah. Right, let's assemble it. Just measuring that tap up on the old tap, and I've got plenty of room, so it should be right. Alright, this next piece I'm going to end up with flex sand everywhere, all over my hands, just everywhere. I'm just going to put the camera down and I'll come back to you guys when it is all complete and we can then go and fill. So there you have it. Should have gone with banjo fittings from the start, yes, but it's now all on there. The only one that isn't a banjo is that right angle up there. But that one seems to be going strong. Knock on wood. Right. So I need to fill with liquid, I need to fill with fert, and I need to fill with seed. He still has got about 30-40 hectares to go before he needs a fill. What I'm thinking is I might get this around because Cal's up here now using the forklift, and I might shoot down and just see how he's going, getting that hose all sorted, things like that, and then if he's all well, I'll come back up and then I'll start filling. So this here is the hose that Chris replaced, and the hole was just there. So if we have a look at the hose, you can see that hole there. So it's the low-lying spot, and the fert's just coming screaming into it, and it just puts a hole in it. So we patched it up for last night, and now we've replaced it. It's all good. We've checked the other hoses, and so far they all seem to be good. There doesn't seem to be any weak points showing up, but yeah, like I was saying, these are weak hoses, so as soon as we run out of that coil there, we'll change to our hose and have a much stronger, better hose to go on. Rightio, so I'll get this bad boy all filled, so liquid, fert and grain. But what I have noticed, I've pulled up here before I left, and I'm pretty sure that this tank is empty. If you have a look at that tank, that one's getting pretty empty too. So what I'm going to do, I've changed how we fill now. So I was doing flexi first, and then for triafol, and then zinc copper mang. I've changed that. We're now doing the two shuttles first, and then doing flexi. And the only reason for it is just I wasn't too worried about it, you know, sitting in lines or whatnot. I was assuming it was, most of it was getting in there. But when this tap was leaking, you know, we were starting to get little drips come down. When it was starting to get little drips come down, so obviously this pipe here was still full of that zinc copper manganese. So it just showed me that I wasn't getting all of it in. So I mean, what would hold in that hose? Maybe 5 litres. If you're lucky, no, if you're lucky, 5 litres. So 5 litres out of 366 litres that we're putting in isn't going in. So I've changed it. We're now doing flexi, so because if flexi's in the line, it doesn't matter. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just hook on the flexi first, and then just see if that tank is actually empty, and then that way I can move everything forward, because I need to move those shuttles up to about here if I'm going to be brewing out of A there. Now this one is at 25,000 litres. Maybe not even that. So when I finish brewing up, we're going to be down here somewhere. Yeah, we were meant to get flexi on Thursday, but with Easter and then Anzac Day, it's just been a nightmare for everyone and truckies and all that. So I'm hoping that he can get me a load first thing Monday, and he's going to need to do 2 loads. Fortunately, down at Atherton's there, where Henry's currently brewing up from, I've got those 2 tanks full, ready to go. So they're my backup tanks. We just try and keep these ones full as we're going along, just so that we're brewing all the way up at the shed. It's just a lot easier. You know, I can still brew my two shuttles there and then go down and then brew from down there, because my pump is what you know, all I need is a hose. So it's not that big a drama to go down there and suck it. It's just convenience. So we will run out probably tomorrow sometime, and then we'll have to go down there and do that. So anyway, enough chitty chat. Let's get to seeing if this flexi tank is actually empty or not. Well, that wasn't too bad. We actually got about 3,000 litres out of that, so I'm glad that we got that empty. So now I'm going to have to shift everything forward, so we're ready to go out of this one. So we'll fill that so it gets up to a little bit over 11,000 litres, and that gives us about 120 something hectares for this brew, and then whatever he's got left on. Typically he has about 1,000 litres left on board. That gets us nearly to about 12,500, which gets us to basically 130 hectares on the liquid. But our barley's the weak point. Barley will go to only about 100 and did I say yesterday? 120, 115 maybe. Anyway, this zinc copper manganese, I want to describe the smell to you. Very unique. You guys remember when you're a kid and mum's out in the garden and mum's throwing out blood and bone, the fertiliser? It's exactly what it smells like. I mean, it's probably the exact same stuff, just granular to liquid, but it's exactly what it smells like. The blood and bone that mum used to throw in the gardens back in the day. About to fill with fertiliser now, and then I think it's probably going to be about half an hour to an hour wait before I need to go and fill up Chris. But what I did forget to tell you guys yesterday was the variety of barley we're doing. So this is Maximus, and Maximus is a malt variety. I typically grow and have grown feed varieties. So feed is quite literally just for stock. It gets exported overseas, so yeah, it's all for stock feed. Where this I was like, we used to grow malt a long time ago. So Dad used to grow a huge amount of Bodan barley, which was malt barley, and one year, well, it used to always get hit with powdery mildew, and we're doing lots of sprays on it, things like that, so it was getting quite costly to go over it. And then we started growing a feed variety alongside it. And the feed variety, we weren't having to do the powdery mildew sprays, and it was actually out yielding or doing the same yield as the Bodan that was next to it. So it made it a pretty easy decision for us financially to go, right, Bodan's out and we're just going to grow the feed, because it saved us a huge amount in cost of spraying it. So not only the chemical cost, but then the depreciation of the machines, time for paying, at the time it was me, to go and spray it, and then at the end of the year, if you got hit with rain or whatever and your colour wasn't good, then you get downgraded to feed anyway, so you're getting the same price that we were getting for the feed variety. We've been growing feed for a long time, and I wanted to start this year switching that, so now we're going nearly 50-50. It's more leaning towards feed, but maybe it's more like 70-30, something like that, 60-40 maybe. But yeah, I wanted to go into the human consumption side, so obviously malt turns into beer, so I wanted to grow malt, so we're giving it a go this year, and I hope that it's something that I'll continue to grow. All the feed varieties that we have grown have always had the potential to be malt accredited, but they never made it. So like growing those feed varieties, we knew there was a potential to go malt, but yeah, they never ended up getting it. But this year we're giving it a go. We're going for the malt. So I'm hoping it goes well. It'll be the first barley that obviously we try and harvest, things like that, so that you're getting the best quality barley that you can. It's the first going in, so it should be the first harvested. So yeah, that's what we're doing with the barley. So this is going down in the Athens blocks, and then I'm not sure, I might have some left over that'll go some in Hattons, and then the rest of Hattons will be feed. And then after that, it's onto the wheat, which is just all Scepter. And our feed variety of barley is Cyclops. We got rid of Rosalind. So we had Rosalind and Cyclops. Rosalind did out yield and will out yield Cyclops, but Cyclops will hold its head in a wind. So we decided to keep the Cyclops. Right, he's caught up to Henry, so he's got one last pass, and that will get him all the way down to the track, and then he's going to transport up to where he was this morning. We're doing our fills up on that pad because the paddock's just too soft to go in and drive on. So Henry's currently brewing up for his Treflam Boxer brew, so he'll be heading out there, shortly, maybe about 10-15 minutes he'll be spraying. But we might as well go into a fill now. He's only got he's got like 20-25 hectares left on board, so he could keep going, but he's waiting now, so there's no point him sitting waiting for no reason. We might as well go and fill him, and then by the time Henry's sprayed, then we're good to go. You really should wait nearly an hour once you've laid the chemical on the ground before you incorporate it. So it'll be a good time for it to yeah, to get that rest time. Chris is full and he is now on his way. As you saw, Henry's out spraying and also Cal is out spreading, so he's doing the mice, and then we'll come back with the slater baits later on. So while we're just sitting here, I figured I'd walk you through my records for how I record everything. So we do it through AgWorld. So we do our spraying through AgWorld, and I also do things like our spreading and all our seeding through AgWorld. So I'll just show you that. So I'm doing a screen recording on my phone, so hopefully it'll pop up right next to me now. So this is us. We're down in Atherton's SEC. So I just go into activities. That's like recos in here to do. Yeah, they're really annoying to have. But anyway, in here we got done. Oh no, it's sinking. We might need to do this back at the shed because, let's see. Copy. Oh no, let me do a copy new activity. So basically, that was my last activity that I did. And the brilliant thing about AgWorld is you can just copy them and go to your next. You know, just bring everything in that you just did recently into your next brew. So we started this one yesterday. I filled him. It was about 6 o'clock by the time he got going, so put that in. And then we just filled then, so he's off on his way now. His hectares were 57.55, so we chuck that in there. 57.55 done. Then we come down here and then it's copied in all my stuff that I'd already done in here. So you can see we're doing 80 kilos of AgFlow. We've got 90 litres of Flexien. We've got 200 mils a hectare of bayonet in furrow. So that's the for trifol. And then we've got 3 litres a hectare of the Wilchem signature. And then we're going 75 kilos a hectare of the Maximus, which is the barley. And if I wanted to, I can just edit it. I can, grab them, move them around like this. So, I'm not that you really need to do that, but you can move them around. And then you can also just go into here and just add input. So you can just go through and type anything in that that you can think of. Oh, there we go. Now I've got that on there. We don't want that. Delete that. Okay, but the really cool thing that I like about AgWorld is it knows all your nutrition factors that are going in. So you look here down our nutrition. So N, you've got 48.14 units. Now that's calculated off obviously the Flexien, but then that takes into account the nitrogen that's also in your AgFlow, any nitrogen that might be in with the Wilchem, zinc, copper, manganese, and any trace of nitrogen that could be in there, it's in there. So you can see you got your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your sulfur, your copper, your zinc, and your manganese. So it gives you your units, which I think is fantastic. And this is how I work out my units N. I aim for 80 units N on an average year, 100 units N on a really good year. Now I'm going to say that this year I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going into perfect conditions. So I'm going to aim more on that 100 units N. So we're already at 48 units now. Typically what we'd do is then go and spread our urea, and then we'd then come back with Flexien. But now, we normally, instead of being 48 units, we'd normally be down at maybe, I don't know, let's just say it'd be normally like 25 with the urea. So if it's going to be good when Henry comes back with Flexi later, we'll do a big top up of Flexi. But yeah, I just love that it gives us all our nutrition factors. So then down here, just direct seeding. You can add a weather report if you want. Now Henry does 2 weather reports in spraying. He does his first when he starts his tank and when he finishes. You can add a comment of what happened during the tank. You know, hose came off or there was a blocked run. You can add operators. I add a colour. Anyway, and then you just go done. Gives you all that. Submit. And that's all done, ready to go. Now I can look at Henry's. So Henry's down here, so we can go into his Treflan. So you can see the total stuff that he's done in there, but we can view that, go in. He did that 8:34, completed at 9:30. We can scroll down and you can see all of his recos. So his records, you've got his weather, when he started, when he stopped, everything like that. He's got his location. And yeah, it's a very handy tool for us to have. Very handy when the agronomist uses it as well, because the agronomist will send a reco through, and then Henry can then just grab that reco and just bring that straight into the fold, like straight in. It'll bring up all these chemicals, everything like that, and he doesn't then need to go and find them and put them in individually. So yeah, that's how I record everything. And well, for us, it's a very useful, handy tool. I've got a little time up my sleeve, so before I go and fill all this, I'm going to give this a bit of attention. First up, there is a slight leak from the top here. Might be the hose clamp. These hose clamps are pretty dodgy, so I'm going to see if I've got another one and just clamp it below that and see if that fixes it. If it isn't, then it'll be the banjo fitting there. I've just got to readjust it. This one, now this one's for you, Dad, because I know you'll be watching and he keeps harping on about me. I'm going to change the oil in that little motor down there because it's been running now for I don't know how long, but it's not just doing one outload. It's doing the inload and the outload. So the oil, I've checked it, it's fine, but I got time now, so I might as well just change it and get that sorted. And the other thing is, I was going to do it from the start, but just never got around to it. I'm going to take these bolts off, grind it flat, drill a hole through, and put some pins in. And the way that those are, you only really need one bolt on one side, so all I need is essentially 3 pins. I didn't do it, I was going to do it the other day, but I didn't do it because in my pins drawer, I want something basically like that, a nice small one. But I've only got one of them. There might be some more in the Borgo box out there, I'll have a look, but if not, I'll just use the old whatever they're, R-clips, and get that going, because obviously with Flexi and splashing onto it, those are starting to get pretty hard to screw off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Also, Henry's heading off to town very shortly. He's going into town to play hockey. So yeah, he's going to head off and do that. I'll stay out here and man the fort. So he's finished spraying that paddock, ready for Chris to get to it, and then he's going to do just the outside lap of the next paddock and then pull up because he needs to head off. So I'll get in there and we'll go and spray out the last, I think there's only going to be like 20 hectares, not even that, to finish that tank off. And then if I need later on, I'll brew it up again and then go and spray out a tank ready for Chris to keep on motoring along. Look at that, perfect. 1, 2, 3. So that's all sorted. I'm just doing that. It's just seeing all my bolts there. I better move them because they will end up down the track somewhere. I'll just go and chuck them into the truck for now, just so that we know where they are. And if one of the guys loses a cotter pin, we can just use a nut, sorry, not a bolt, nut, to do it. Now, time to get on to doing my oil. Now, one thing I'm going to do is, because we've had so many issues with this damn pump, well, not the pump, everything leaking, it's all getting a bit rusty in everywhere. So, just going to go absolutely nuts with a little bit of CRC on everything. just to free it up a little bit and just try and not have it all rust in the first year and not become usable. Now we did make a little hole for the oil to drain into. We did have some forward thinking, but my guess is it's probably just going to drain everywhere, to be honest. We all know what oil's like. Oh, look at that. Works perfectly. Okie dokie. He's got maybe 15-20 hectares left out in the paddock he's in now, and then he's going to go right into that one just there. So it's now time for me to remember how to use that and brew it up. Henry was going to brew it up for me, but it was going to be too late for him heading to town. So yeah, I'll remember. Anyway, these are the Flexion tanks that I was talking about that we've still got full. So these two are very full. They're chockers. So there's 100,000 litres of Flexion sitting just there. So what we'll do on my next fill, it will empty that tank up there. I think I'll get maybe 6,000 litres of Flexi out of it, 6, 7, something like that. And then I'll need to throw the hose on, come down here, and then just brew out of these ones here. So that's all we'll do for tomorrow, so Sunday, and then Monday, first thing, Brett will be here, and he will have a load of Flexi for me, so we can then start going back up there and doing that, or yeah, who knows, we might just finish draining a tank down here or whatever. We'll figure it out. Figured out how to brew up. I got the brewing system right in the screen. It took me actually quite a few goes to figure out which one it was, and then I had to make sure I got the right one so it shut off automatically. Anyway, you can tell I don't drive this thing very often. We're in the paddock. Now if you want to see it brewing up, I'll film Henry at some point brewing up. There's no point watching me stumble through it. Might as well get the master to do it. Now I just got to figure out how to fold out. I can't remember which one it is. I think it is 3 to fold out, and I think it's 7 to fold in. So let's just see what happens. Well, I think I was right. Number 3 was correct. Nope, Henry's now laughing at me whilst watching this video. What do I do now? 6 maybe? I did that very wrong, but at least it's folded out. What one's the automation one then? I have no idea which one is meant to be for automating folding out. I'm assuming 7 gets us back in. If not, we're gonna have an interesting time folding in, because I mean, you don't want to screw it up. You don't want to break a boom, do you? Come on, high control. There we go. Alright, we'll get roaring and I'll get you back up. And it might look like they're pulsing, and that's because they are. This thing has got pulse width mod. It's got so it might look like they're pulsing, and that's because it are. It might look like it's pulsing, and that's because it is. This has got PWM, so pulse width modules, or I think that's what it is. Anyway, so they're pulsing, so that's how you get your pressure. So when we slow down, they will really pulse, and then they'll speed up. It also aids for turn compensation, things like that. But this is how we control our droplet size and keep a consistent droplet size, and no matter what speed we're going. So I'm gonna have to put you down because we're coming to a corner. You might think I joke when I go, I can't remember how to fold, or you know, things like that. I do actually not remember how to do it, and things change in this thing. To put it in perspective, this has got 3,300 hours on it. So if I was being very generous to myself, I would have done maybe 300 hours in this machine. So that would mean that Henry's done 3,000 hours in this machine. So the only reason I say maybe I've done 300 is back when we first got it, I did a few hours in it. Plus I was, whenever Henry goes away on holiday, things like that, I did the whole Flexi-N program one time. So like I have done some hours on this thing, but not a huge amount. So yeah, to put it in perspective, Henry really is the master when it comes to this one. To clock up, 3,000 hours in the one machine is pretty impressive. And we've still got this one for a couple of years to come. We refinanced this last year, so we've definitely got it for another 2 at least. And the big decision is, where do I go from there boom wise? I can't go backwards in terms of tanks, so it has to be 8,000 litres, and also width, so it's got to be 48.8 metres or 160 foot. So it really begs a question for me, where do I go from here? Because at the moment there's only 2 booms on the market. I'm coming up to a corner, so I'm going to put you down. I'll be back in a sec. That's better. So there's 2 booms on the market currently that can go to this size. Okay, 4. 1, the Agrifac. 2 is the Horsch. 3 is the front boom Nitro. I believe they go to 8,000 litres. I could be wrong, that might only be 7,000. And 4 is the 9,000 litre Rubicon, which is the Hardy boom, and that's a front boom. So I rule those front booms out because front booms look, they're a fantastic multi-tool if you use them for swathing. I think if you swath a lot of land, it makes 100% sense to have a boom spray that's at the front and take that off, put your header front on, and then you can spray your, you can put your desiccation spray as you're going along underneath. It's a no-brainer. If you're doing a lot of hectares, it just makes sense. If you don't have that land, doesn't make sense. The reason the reason is that you are just driving through your spray, and any Nitro person or Hardy or whatever that wants to comment that you don't, you literally do. When you see the drone footage of this thing, you see the mist cloud behind. That's just what you're driving through. It's then proven when you go and look at them after they've done around a treflan, and the front wheels up to the the side compartments and the whole back wheels, the back ladder, everything. It's all covered in yellow sticky spray. So you do drive through it. And as an operator, I would love to drive a Nitro. I think it would be the best thing to do. Your boom is out front, you can see all your nozzles. It'd be a lot easier to control. But as an owner, it's just not for me. I'm coming up to another corner. I'll be right back. So for me, a Nitro or a Rubicon is out of the question. The next is obviously Agrifac. So when you want to upgrade something, you always want to look at how you can improve the current system. So for me, how do I improve this current boom spray? Obviously when we had the John Deere, that was a 6,000 litre 120. We've then gone to a 8,000 litre 160 and then pulse. So we didn't have the pulsing on the Johnny. We do now on this one. So that improved it going this way. Now to upgrade to the next one, how do I improve our program, our efficiency, everything like that? I think for us, and a lot of people getting them, is the cameras. So go down the path of putting the cameras on the boom. So you've got brown on green, so you can spray, like if we were doing just a summer spray, and you can see out the front here, you guys might not be able to, let me zoom in. See all the grasses that are popping up? So you'd only spray what grasses are actually there. with what I'm doing now, this is a broad acre spray, so it needs to go on everything. But if we were doing just a summer spray, we would be spraying 100% of the paddock to get maybe 35% that's on the ground. So that makes sense. Then you look at it going, well, maybe it's better to go for something like the ag bots. I can't remember what they're called now. The bots that go along and then they've just got a boom behind and they just spray through summer and off you go. Who knows? Maybe that's the way to go. But the Agrifac is obviously a very good boom spray. I like the brewing system. The boom stability is amazing, everything like that. So going for another Agrifac is definitely on the cards and an option. I'm coming up to another corner. You have to bear with me. We're on short runs here. The other boom spray option is the Horsch. So the Horsch have a basically it looks like the Agrifac. It's red. I believe it's also 8,000 litres and 160 foot. I've never seen it in action personally. I've seen videos of it on Twitter and things like that. The boom stability on them is apparently unrivaled. It's also got multi boom flex, so if we're going over, say, a dam bank, it would lift up that section out there and go over it sort of like that, instead of just up in the air. So yeah, look, that's I'm definitely going to be looking at that when it comes time, but there's none around. I mean, this one here, this Agrifac right here is number 7. So this is James Bond. 007 is the serial number of this Agrifac Endurance, Condor Endurance. So we were very early on with these ones. Obviously they had the other one before this one, but there was a few Agrifacs getting around, and yeah, we took a risk going on this one, and to be honest, Agrifac rolled this one out too early. It came to us, they were very good. They updated everything. They kept coming up and doing the PPEs, or I can't remember what it's called, product product updates anyway. So they were welding bits on and fixing bits, and there was nozzle bodies that were electrically weren't right and everything like that. So there was a lot of teething issues with this thing to start, and they rolled this thing out 6 months too early in Australia, I reckon. So going to a Horsch in 2 years' time, if we do upgrade in 2 years' time, is scary, because would you be among one of the first to have one again? And then what's your service like, everything like that. So that does get interesting when you're going in terms of that way. And then the last one, well, I mean, that's it. But will John Deere have an 8,000 litre 160 foot boom spray by then? That is the big question. I would like to think that John Deere have a hang on, there we go. I'd like to think that John Deere by then would have one. Jake keeps telling me it's coming, it's on the cards. John Deere do obviously listen to the Australian market, because they had the R4045, which is the boom spray I had, and we cut that. So we cut that to 6,000 litres, and everyone was cutting them. So then John Deere said, that's not allowed, naughty. But then they came out with the 6,000 series, whatever that one was, the one after our one. So now they've listened and they've gone to the 6,000, and they are out to 130 foot. So by the 2 years' time, hopefully they do have an 8,000 litre 160 foot. I'm fingers crossed on that one, because after seeing the John Deere tractor integrated with the seeder so well, it would just be amazing to have all John Deere gear again, integration wise. Like this works. This works having the John Deere screen and the Agrifac controller, but it's not without its, it's not without its issues. It isn't seamless. Steering this thing we've had a few issues with its steering. So look, it does work and works well. I would definitely go for another Agrifac if that's where it comes. But I am sort of in the back of my mind hoping that a John Deere is available by then. So anyway, that's my take on boom sprays. See as we're in the boom spray, and I haven't broken it yet, and we are 41 hectares into our tank, so we've got, well, I guess 59 to go. Right, finished my tank. No trees or boom sprays or power poles were harmed in the process. I would like to report. Let's see if we can fold it. This is going to be fun. So we're going to go to boom. I think it's 7, but we could be wrong. Let's see. I'm going to hold 7 down. That's just folding those ones. What? Oh no. Oh no. We got it. So I was able to fold it in, but not fold it out. Righto guys, I reckon we'll leave the video there. I think I've chewed your ears off enough for one day. A few things that still need to get done. I've got to sort out some cam here for Henry. I need to move the ute for Chris. We'll do another fill with Chris. It's currently 3:30, so we'll probably do a fill probably around about 5 o'clock I reckon. So there's still a fair bit going on, but yeah, I don't think it's worth recording. We've already done 2 fills today, so you know, you don't want to see another one. So yeah, look, I'm going to leave the video there. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.